I'm always on the hunt for undiscovered games that are out there. Ones that most of us don't even know about or never got a chance to play. A lot of the time, games never got that marketing pushed or suffered from being region specific. Think about some of the Final Fantasy games that weren't released in North America until years later. This same fate happened with Pulseman on the Sega Genesis. At first glance, the developer Game Freak may ring a bell, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Ah, that's right. Before they were making Pokemon, Pulseman was developed by Game Freak. The game was published as a Japan-only exclusive in 1994 on the Sega Genesis. It's yet to see a physical release elsewhere. You only had an opportunity to catch this via the Sega Channel in 1995. This revolutionary piece of tech allowed you to download a slurry of games directly onto your Sega Genesis. Now, I don't know anyone who actually had the Sega Channel back in 1995, which is probably why Pulseman fell under the radar for many of us retro gamers. Pulseman's gameplay reminds me of part Mega Man and part Sonic. It starts off where you get to pick between the first 3 stages. Once you've completed the first 3 stages, you'll get to choose between stages 4, 5, and 6. Pulseman has his pulse attack that you could charge up by running. You can also jump in the air and dash that allows you to reach higher platforms and maneuver through tight areas. This move is dubbed the Volt Tackle. It's really neat to see the references in Pokemon that came from Pulseman. This almost gives you a sense of feeling of a pinball machine as you bounce off of the walls. You can double tap the move button to charge up by insta-dashing. Pressing the charge button allows Pulseman to zip along electrical wires. Pulseman features a health system in the top left hand corner in the form of a color system. You only have 3 hits before taking a death. A unique set of abilities is really what makes Pulseman stand out among the typical jump on the head of an enemy platformers you're probably used to. The level layout definitely complement Pulseman's abilities and leave you with discovering how to use each of the moves to progress throughout the 7 stages of the game. Whether it's climbing the various electric cables as you navigate to reach the top, passing through the casino level where you have to break the blocks using the Volt Tackle ability. Scattered around the stages are various upgrades that allow you to get your health back, pick up a 1-up, or Volt Tackle power that lets you have unlimited sparking state. You can also collect 10 spark balls to pick up an extra life. The bonus stages are incredibly cool by paying homage to the classic Breakout on Atari. The level design in Pulseman uses some cool parallax scrolling which is used on most of the later Genesis titles. I would be careful if you suffer from epilepsy when playing through Pulseman. Pulseman also suffers from simplistic level design that doesn't make great use of the gameplay mechanics. I found that there wasn't much variation in which mechanic to use to progress as you fight off different enemies or have to traverse your way to new heights and areas. The boss battles are large and play through long enough where you have to recognize each of the patterns that the bosses throw your way. I really think Pulseman could have been a better game if it had a difficulty select. I found that Pulseman was a tad bit easy for my standards. This is probably done to draw in a newer, younger audience to the game. I mean, as I finished each of the levels, I kept thinking to myself, really? Is that it? You definitely get some Pokemon vibes from the game's soundtrack, and you can really see where the inspiration came from. Pulseman is a better than average platforming game that should have received better marketing and at least a sequel later down the road. It offers some original concepts to the platforming genre that could have definitely been improved on if given another chance. A sequel to Pulseman with better level design and a difficulty select could have become a masterpiece as other 16-bit Genesis classics has become. An original copy is definitely going to set you back a pretty penny, so if you have a Wii, hopefully you still have a copy sitting on your virtual console. So, if you're new to the side-scrolling platforming genre, or you're just looking for a good casual playthrough, I would definitely suggest giving Pulseman a go. So yeah, feel free to leave a comment if you agree with this assessment or if you have any game recommendations for me to talk about. You can also hit me up on Twitter at RetroKingPin or by following the link in the description. I'm the RetroKingPin, thanks for watching.